The film opens in Indiana during July 1988, a time when America is gripped by satanic panic and widespread fear about devil worship corrupting the nation's youth. We meet three young women, Alexis Butler, Val, and Bev, driving through the countryside on their way to a heavy metal concert. They're blasting loud music and enjoying themselves, embodying the rebellious spirit of metalheads during this conservative era. Their carefree journey is interrupted when a milkshake is suddenly thrown from a blue van ahead of them, splattering across their windshield. The girls are annoyed but laugh it off, continuing toward the concert venue. The girls spot the same blue van that threw the milkshake at them earlier. Val, seeking petty revenge for the prank, retrieves a small firecracker from their vehicle and tosses it into the open window of the blue van. The van's owner is Ivan, a young man who seems easygoing despite the prank played on his vehicle. With him are his two friends, Kovacs, who has a charming demeanor, and Mark, who is mentioned to be leaving for Los Angeles soon to pursue bigger opportunities. The three guys are immediately interested in the three attractive women who pranked them. The concert itself is a raucous affair with heavy metal music blasting and crowds of enthusiastic fans headbanging and moshing. After the concert ends and the crowd begins to disperse, Alexis extends an invitation to the three guys. The guys eagerly accept, excited about the prospect of partying with these attractive women in what sounds like an impressive location. The invitation seems innocent enough, just young people wanting to extend a fun evening together. The isolation of the location is notable, with few neighboring houses visible and the property surrounded by darkness beyond the mansion's lights. Music plays in the background as they talk, laugh, and get to know each other better in this more intimate setting. As the night progresses, a romantic pairing begins to develop between Bev and Mark. They seem genuinely interested in each other, with natural chemistry and conversation flowing easily between them. However, there's something slightly odd about Bev's behavior. She appears drawn to Mark, but simultaneously seems to avoid getting too close to him, creating a subtle tension. Alexis suggests they play a drinking game to liven things up further and help everyone loosen up. She proposes Never Have I Ever, a game where players reveal things they've never done, and anyone who has done those things must drink, as the questions range from innocent to provocative. What the guys don't realize is that during the game and throughout the evening, the girls have been systematically drugging their drinks. The substances are administered subtly, mixed into beverages when the guys aren't paying close attention. As the drugs begin to take effect, the guys start feeling increasingly disoriented and sluggish. The true nature of the situation reveals itself. Alexis, Val, and Bev drop their friendly facades entirely. Their demeanor shifting to something cold and calculating, they reveal the horrifying truth. The entire evening was a setup. The meeting at the concert, the invitation to the mansion, the flirtation and games were all part of a carefully orchestrated plan to lure the guys to this isolated location. Alexis explains with chilling calm that they plan to murder all three men and stage the scene to look like a satanic cult killing. The girls are members of an organization called the Daughters of the Dawn, a religious group that operates under the guise of Christianity. This church has been systematically murdering people and framing the deaths as satanic ritual killings to create fear and moral panic that drives more people to seek salvation through their religion. Alexis reveals that they have already murdered 18 other people using this same method. Ivan, despite being drugged and weakened, manages to voice his disgust and criticism of Alexis's twisted religious beliefs. Alexis produces a knife and viciously stabs Ivan. The attack on Ivan is brutal and frenzied, far beyond what would be necessary to simply silence him. Ivan succumbs to his injuries and dies. They manage to break away from the women and flee deeper into the massive mansion, searching desperately for a way out or a place to hide.
Do you want to have a threesome with us?
Open the door! Fuck you!
They're trapped in an unfamiliar house with three armed, determined killers between them and any exit. Kovacs has been injured during the escape, bleeding from wounds inflicted by the women. While the deadly game of cat and mouse continues inside the mansion, an unexpected complication arrives. Susan, who is Alexis's soon-to-be ex-stepmother, returns to the house to retrieve her passport. She's in the process of leaving Alexis's father and finalizing their divorce. The strange blue van parked outside that doesn't belong to the family and lights on throughout the house when it should be empty. Her suspicions aroused, she calls the police to report the suspicious circumstances. Her search leads her to discover Yvonne's body, lying in a pool of blood with multiple stab wounds clearly visible. Alexis doesn't hesitate or attempt to explain. She simply attacks with the same knife used to kill Ivan, adding another victim to the night's body count. A police officer arrives at the mansion in response to Susan's earlier call. The officer knocks and announces his presence. When he receives no immediate response, his concern increases and he prepares to enter the property. Alexis panics when she realizes a police officer has arrived. During the pursuit, he discovers Kovacs, who is injured and bleeding. In a swift attack, Val grabs the officer's service weapon from his holster. She shoots him multiple times at close range, killing him instantly. The murder of a police officer represents a massive escalation that even Alexis recognizes has pushed their situation beyond any possibility of explanation or cover-up. Bev appears holding an unusual weapon, an electric outboard trolling motor, the kind used on fishing boats. Bev's intervention reveals a critical fracture in the group. Unlike Val and Alexis, who remain committed to their murderous religious mission, Bev has been experiencing doubts throughout the night. Her defection from the group represents a moral awakening. Bev attempts to help Mark and Kovacs escape the mansion before more violence occurs. However, Kovacs' condition has severely deteriorated from blood loss caused by his earlier injuries. He's barely conscious, unable to walk without support. The urgency of getting him medical help becomes paramount. The escape plan hits an immediate obstacle. Alexis has the car keys for the vehicles outside. Without keys, they can't drive Kovacs to a hospital or even flee the property quickly. While Mark searches for Alexis inside the mansion, Kovacs sees car headlights approaching outside through a window. Hoping desperately that help has arrived or that it might be someone who can assist them, he makes it outside, moving toward the arriving vehicle with what little strength remains.
Pastor.
Butler has come to the mansion after being alerted that something has gone wrong with his daughter's mission. Inside the mansion, Mark locates Alexis and confronts her, demanding she hand over the car keys. Elsewhere in the mansion, Visayas attacks Bev, viewing her former friend as a traitor who must be eliminated. Val remains completely committed to the Daughters of the Dawn and their mission, unwilling to let Bev interfere further. With the immediate threat to his daughter neutralized, Butler turns his attention to Alexis herself. Before Butler can complete the murder of his daughter, Bev appears and attacks him from behind. In a dramatic and exaggerated fashion that borders on the theatrical, Bev throws Alexis out of a window. Against all odds, Mark is still alive despite being shot by Butler. Bev finds him and helps him to his feet, and together they make their way to one of the vehicles outside.